Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about a few different types of planners and help you decide what type of planner is best for you. Now I spend a lot of time reviewing planners, looking at different brands, and that's fun, especially as we're getting into the end of 2021. A lot of the 2022 planners are on the shelves and being released now, so that's really exciting. But before you watch reviews, before you start shopping for your next planner, it might be beneficial to decide what is best for you in terms of a monthly, a weekly, a daily, or a specialty planner, and figure out what's best for your life, your needs, and your schedule. So let's take a look at a few options. The first planner type I want to begin with is monthly. So we'll go simple to more complex. Now this is my monthly planner that I have been in since July. It is October. So far this year in 2021, this planner is the one that I have used for the longest. It is a sugar paper planner, and actually my husband laughs at me a little bit because of all the planners out there, this is the one of the ones that I own that is probably the least expensive that I've been in the longest. And we were talking about this recently, how sometimes I think I want something with a lot of bells and whistles, and when it comes down to it, I need something simple. So I would recommend a monthly planner if you like to see your month at a glance and you are more focused on your schedule. Now what I mean by that is maybe you are a person that likes to list your to-dos in your phone. Maybe you just like to have a note in your phone because your phone's always on you. You set alarms to remember to do things. You like to use Post-its or pieces of paper or notepads for your lists, and you don't tend to write things down in a weekly view. The reason why this type of planner is best is because you can use notes or your phone or whatever to do the to-do lists and errands and things that you have to get done, but this is great for your schedule because when I open this up and I look at this, I just get to see my month at a glance, and I really like that. I think it can not only help you stay organized, but also I think that this sort of at a glance, big picture, high level type of scheduling can help you not overbook yourself. So if you're looking at your planner, you're looking at your month, and you see every weekend is completely full of plans, and every week you're doing something in the evening, I think that seeing that all at once as opposed to looking at each week individually can help you say, you know what, I have a lot going on right now, maybe I need to take a step back. So if you're a person that likes to think about your time management, you want to think about what am I going to do, you like to look at things in advance, so you know it's October, but you like to know what's going to be happening in December, and you want it all pretty simple, a very thin planner, this is what I would recommend. I mean, this is thin. It's a little bit bigger. You could get a smaller size. I think this is a little bit bigger than an 8x10, just a tiny bit, but this is a great planner. And I also like that it is just, it's not a cover that has plastic where, you know, if you spill something, it's going to be super easy to clean. But on the other hand, this cover is nice because I do think that it's durable, even if it's not like a super thick plastic cover. So if you're out and about, you're looking for a monthly, I definitely recommend this. This is a sugar paper planner. I got it at Target, although I know that Sugar Paper does have their own like standalone online store. If you can follow them on Instagram or wherever else you may follow different planner companies on social media. So I recommend this one. However, you could go really anywhere and get a monthly planner like this. They sell ones like this at Michael's. I saw them on sale back in, I think they were for the 2021-2022 school year, that academic length planner. And I think they were on sale for like $5 or $7. And I believe they were by Recollection. So there are so many different options out there. If you're looking for something where you can keep track of your entire schedule, I would definitely recommend a monthly. Next up is a weekly type planner. Now you know that when I talk about weeklies, I am obsessed with my Ecolo planner because it is just such a unique weekly planner. Now, maybe you're a planner person where you like weekly planners and you like to put what you need to do on each day of the week. Now this planner is good because if you look at it, you can see that it's got space Monday through Sunday. So you could put errands, chores, appointments, meetings, or things that have to specifically get done on that day of the week there. There are also other planners where they have Monday to Sunday, and that's it. It's just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on one side, Thursday, Friday, and usually Saturday and Sunday split a box. So if you're a person that wants to get up and write something down every day or put what's going on that day, what you need to get done that day, a weekly could be a great option for you. Now, I just mentioned the Ecolo planner, which I love so much. It's definitely in the running for my 2022 planner because maybe you're a person that likes to look at your week overview and perhaps you have things that you want to write down that may not fit in a specific day. So for example, if you look at this planner, I just love this. It's got space for notes, to-dos, reminders, and goal of the week. So maybe you are on a call with somebody, you're planning a party and you're trying to write some notes down, but you're like, that wouldn't go on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, day of the week block. You have a layout here where there's no note space, which I love. You have a to-do list. So maybe you're like, I need to go grocery shopping. It doesn't really matter if I go Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm gonna put grocery shopping here on the to-do list because I know it needs to be done at some point this week, but it doesn't really matter when. So I would recommend a weekly for you if you like to write down on each block what you're doing, or a special weekly like this where you've got the days on one side and you've got that notes and to-do space and the reminders and goals on the other, if you like to have that weekly overview versus just having each day. So there are so many different options out there. The Ecolo is my favorite of all of the unique weeklies. I feel like I've started to see more and more unique weekly layouts. So I feel like before everything was just a block for the day, that was it. But now I'm seeing ones where you have your weekly layout, but you've got space for goals, top 3, you know, maybe you put in your priorities, whatever it might be. But there are a lot of options. So Ecolo is my favorite, but I also did a custom plum planner, which I really liked, and that was weekly. So many good options out there. So if you want, check out my video that I released last week. I did a little preview of my Target 2022 preview, a few that are on the shelves already, and those had some really cool weekly options as well. So I definitely recommend a weekly if you like something where you have a little bit more space to write down what you need to do, what's going on, than maybe just having a monthly. And next up is a daily planner, which I have right here. This is my Simplified Planner by Emily Lay. This is a 2021 and it's so beautiful. So first of all, I would recommend a planner of this size if you A, don't mind carrying it, or B, maybe you don't really leave your house to take your planner with you. So for example, you work from home or you work in a place where you're not gonna bring your planner. It's not that I wouldn't bring this with me, but this is gonna be a little bit more, I don't wanna say hard to fit in your bag, but you're gonna need to make space for this, whereas this little monthly planner you could just shove in there. So I really like this daily. Now this daily has hours broken down. So when you look at it, it starts your day at 6 a.m. and it goes through 9 p.m. I recommend this if you really like to break down your day by the hours. Now for me, that is a little bit too much. I don't think that even though I love the idea in theory of a ritual where you get up in the morning and you make yourself a cup of coffee or tea, you sit down and you're like, okay, I am going to plan out my day. This is what's happening at 7 a.m. This is what's happening at 8 a.m. This is what's happening at 5 p.m. That's just not how I use a planner. Now, maybe this would be good for somebody who likes to follow a schedule or has meetings or appointments, but on the other hand, I have meetings and appointments a lot and they change, and so having an electronic calendar works for me, but to each their own. So if you think that a daily calendar might work for you or a daily planner, I definitely recommend this. If you're a person that likes to get up in the morning, you like to look at your day and really plan it out, take that time, this is great. I think that if I were to really do this, I would feel very centered and organized. It's just not necessarily my style. Another tip for this too is if you look at this, you've got the day from 6 to 9, but also on that right side, you get a to-do list. Now with the to-do list, one thing that stresses me out is sometimes I do a brain dump and I'm like, okay, I'm stressed. I've got my planner, I've got my daily right here in front of me. I'm gonna write down everything that comes into my mind. Well, this is actually counterproductive for me because a lot of brain dump stuff that happens is not going to happen on that day. Really what I need to do is make a brain dump on a separate piece of paper and then put items that I'm going to do on that day on the daily. This becomes counterproductive because then I have my brain dump on my daily. I'm not going to complete everything. I turn the page, I am on the next daily and I'm like, wait a minute, you can't go to the next page because you have stuff on the last page. I'm like, well, if you didn't do it, then you need to move it on to today. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to really do it today either. I'm not going to do it until 4 days from now because it's not something that's a now task. It was something that popped into my brain during my brain dump, but it's really a weekend task. So I think that if you do a daily planner, it's important to have a maybe separate notebook of your brain dump, your long running to-do list, anything that might not be for the day, and you focus on those daily tasks and those daily tasks only so that when you're done the day, you can flip the page and not be stressed like, did I forget something? Do I need to transfer that to a new day? Now granted, you might not have every single day be perfect, but I recommend that you really focus, if you do a daily planner, on putting those daily tasks, and that's it on that page. So if you're looking for a daily, the Day Designer has some fantastic options. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Emily Lay, but there are some really great daily options at Target as well. One important thing to remember when you have a daily planner, it's going to be thicker because you need more pages, right? So just make sure that you're thinking about the paper quality. I really like Emily Lay because the paper quality is so good. It doesn't bleed through when you look at it. You're not like, oh, I can see the printing on the other side. And I will say, I feel like a lot of daily planners have really thin paper. So that is my my recommendation for you. If you're going for a daily, definitely look at the paper quality, the sizing, and make sure that's gonna work for you as well. And lastly, a supplemental planner. Now I say supplemental planner like this Silk & Sonder planner, but I also mean like supplemental supplies. So maybe you are a person that really likes having a monthly, but you also wanna have a daily notepad. So your monthly is for your schedule and your appointments, and your notepad is what you're gonna use for your to-dos and the things that you need to get done. So just any supplemental thing that might pair well with another planner. For me, I really love using that monthly that I just showed you along with the Silk & Sonder planner. Now this Silk & Sonder planner, I've done plenty of reviews. If you want, you can look at the October one. I think I've done reviews for October, July, and May, because this is something that is intense. It has habit trackers and mood trackers and budget and sleep and coloring pages, and it's got weekly layouts and recipes. Like, it is a very reflective, activity-based planner. And so because of that, it's not something that I have time for every month, but it's a great option if you want to reflect and sort of think about, you know, setting some goals and maybe tracking some habits. It's just not something that I would use every single month. So getting this every few months and pairing this with my monthly planner, that is a great option. So having some type of specialty planner to go with your other planners could be a great choice. So there you go. I hope that was helpful for you. I wanted to make this video because this is the #1 question that I'm asked: what planner should I get? And it's so hard because I don't just say to people, well, get this planner, because I need to know, like, what's your job? What's your schedule? What's your life? You know, what are your plans? Are you gonna use the planner every day? Do you just wanna glance at it 3 times a week? Are you gonna take it with you? Are you gonna leave it at home? Do you like small, medium, or large? Like, I have a million questions before I can make a recommendation to you. And so many people, when I'm asking these questions, I'm like, do you think you'd want a weekly or a daily? Do you think you just need a monthly? And they're like, I don't know. So I would say my #1 tip when thinking about all of this, as you're starting to shop, I mean, definitely shop around, don't make any big decisions right away, is to think about what you want and what you would use realistically. It's so hard to be realistic. For me, I'm thinking about 2022 and I'm like, what grand and fabulous thing do I want? But truly, probably this $10 sugar paper planner. Look at this. I love this cover. I am so obsessed with this. This is probably all that I need. It is simple, it is efficient, and I love it. So I just say that because sometimes, you know, the new year rolls around, it's January, you have your goals, your resolutions, and you're like, I am gonna be a planner person, I'm gonna be super organized. You get a daily when you're not a daily person. In your heart, you wanna be a daily person, but you're actually a monthly person. And then what happens is you use it for 3 weeks in January, you get discouraged, and then you're like, well, I guess I'm not a planner person at all. You probably are a planner person, you just haven't found the right fit for you. So take this time to look around, window shop, flip through some things at Michael's, Staples, Target, even places like TJ Maxx and Marshall's has so many planner options at this time of year, especially as we get closer to the holidays. So look around and be realistic. That's what I recommend. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.